Hello, and thank you for stopping by. This is Rose with DAWRose.com, and today we are going to be stretching samples.
Cause we see through them eyes, we will not compromise, and we gwan nick a shot on oppressors we despise. Cause a lion no go run, a lion no go hide. Real warriors.
So, here recently I have been doing a lot of live performing. I've been using my laptop and Ableton, and it's been fun. And while it's been fun, I've been running into some issues. I don't think any of the issues are, for say, with Ableton. I think it's my laptop, which is a PC, and it's been frustrating me, to say the least. Just having, if it's not one issue, it's another. I've had a couple performances where everything was fine, other than when it's not plugged in, it takes a while for everything to get set up, which is no big deal. But I've had other performances. The last one, I only got through 2 songs before it started acting up, and I had to stop the show short. So with that, I've been looking at other options, and have recently picked up a drum machine. They call it a 8-voice digital drum computer and sampler. It's by Elektron. It's called the DigitAct, and I have really been enjoying it a lot. I'm still learning everything that it can do. I've been using it for about a week, I think, and it's been a lot of fun. And this thing is very deep. It can do a ton of things, yet at the same time it is still limited in what it can do, and I'm okay with that. For the most part, I've been enjoying a lot of the limitations because it helps you to focus. With that said, one of the limitations that it has is that it does not stretch. It doesn't time stretch samples like we're used to doing inside of DAWs. So today we're going to stretch a couple samples here in Reaper, and then we're going to send them over to DigitAct. And so I have a few loaded up here in Reaper. And I love doing this in Reaper. It is so straightforward and easy. I got a few here loaded up. I got 2 different projects loaded up. We're going to stretch to 2 different BPMs. And these samples are all, this project, these are from CMP, and these over here are from MG The Future, and all of these come from their Spicy Sundays free sample packs they put out every Sunday. And if you don't know about it, check them out. Look up MG The Future, Craftmaster Productions. They are both awesome guys, and they're giving away a ton of free stuff and a ton of knowledge weekly, several times a week. So anyway, here we got 4 loaded up from Craftmasters. We're going to stretch a couple of them real quick. Half of them are at 137, half at 147, so I chose a BPM in the middle, 142. And what I like about what Craftmaster does is, more than 9 times out of 10, he has what we call perfect loops. In other words, there's not really any space, any dead space at the beginning. You can see, looks like number 2 and number 4, there's just a tad, which is no big deal. So it makes this super easy. Let's solo this first one and play it. Hopefully you can hear that. So in Reaper, You hit the option button, you hover over the edge of the item, you hit option until this little hand appears, and then you can drag it anywhere you want to go. Also helps if you don't have everything selected. There we go. In conjunction with hitting option, if you hit shift, you can drag freely and it does not snap to the grid. You put it wherever you want, but option, drag it to the grid. That one there is done, my friends. I've never seen a program that's as easy as Reaper to do this. So I do like to double check real quick with some quarter note chops. In other words, just loop it a few different places with quarter notes and see how that loops. And see how this does. It's beautiful. Let's move on. We got one more here. And was this one that did have a little bit of silence in the front? It does have just a little, but we're going to go ahead and try this. Just snapping it and see how it loops. Sounds beautiful to me. Now there is a, let's see what we did here with MG. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. MG, these two here on the bottom have very little silence. No big deal, you could probably just pull those to the grid. This first one, however, I'm imagining he may have exported this out of a sampler or a piece of hardware, not software, is what I'm imagining. And there's some lead-in time here. There's a good bit of silence right here at the beginning. So it's important that when you import your samples that you check out the beginning and the end so that you can come up with the perfect loop before you stretch it. To shorten this, you just press shift to, in Reaper you press shift to move it freely, and then zoom in. And you want to start, you could start right at the transient, or you could leave this little bit of just fuzziness that comes in. I like to leave just a little bit of that. Snap it back to the grid. Looks like he was going for an 8-bar loop here. We'll try snapping that to the grid at an 8-bar loop and see how that sounds. Excuse me. I forgot to mute everything else. There we go, let's try that again. Sounds pretty good. Let's see how it does down the line. We zoom in here on bar 5. It's pretty close. I do wonder if we didn't tighten up that front, tighten up that front, if it wouldn't actually make that a little perfecter. Try this real quick. We could stretch it from there, actually, option, and just pull it over. Go back to bar 5. It's still got some silence there. It makes me wonder about this endpoint. He might have just had a little bit of swing. Everything's just a fuzz behind the beat, which is no big deal, honestly. It's pretty consistent. Alright, we're going to try this real quick. We're going to snap this transient to here. Option and shift and let it move freely without snapping. Zoom in right here. Yeah, we got a little ways to go. Get rid of that fade for now. Son of a gun. One more time. It's important to let go of the mouse before you let go of the modifiers on the keyboard. I think that's going to do it. Nope, we're going to undo that. I think we just had a little bit of swing on this beat here. I think we're going to leave it like that. Let's listen to it here. 4 beats. Yeah. We're good. And so I'm thinking this one can just snap to the grid also. It just had very little silence at the beginning. Try that. I snapped it to the wrong position. Try that again. Anyway, that's that. I'll do the rest of these real quick and rename them. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so when you're done, before you export, make sure to rename them with the appropriate BPM, because you'll thank yourself later. Let's see, on the other tab, 90 here. Ninety, and one more. Okay. Select all these and I'm going to export. In Reaper they call it render. It's under files. If you want to export stems, actually, let's select this whole area here. Okay. Select all 3 of them by right clicking. Do that again, file, render. as I was saying, if you want to export stems, you can either select the tracks, which is over here, selecting them, or you can select the media items, which is what I just did. Left click and drag across all the items, and I believe it automatically makes them to the length that they are. Directory, let's browse. We're going to make a new folder, title it 90 BPM. Open. Let's see, sample rate looks good. Resample mode, go better. Go wave bit depth, everything looks good. Render 3 files. Reaper does it in no time at all. That's finished. We're gonna get rid of this project. We want to save changes. No. I don't need any of that ever again. Here I already renamed all these. You know what? Looks like I missed this one. One 142. Just in case, we'll loop this whole section. Select all 4 of those. File. Render. It should remember the settings I just have. Yep. Select media items. Let's browse for directory. Go back a step. Create new folder. And we're going to go 142 BPM. Subfolder of a folder I made called Stretch Samples. And Stretch Samples is pretty much just going to be used for my DigitAct. Let's see, better. Yep, everything looks good. No time at all. Render complete. Shift. Remove tracks. I'll leave this project open in case I want to do something else. And we're going to pull up this right here. Comes with DigitAct. You download it at the Elektron site. It's called Transfer. I already got it hooked up to the DigitAct. It's pretty easy to use. I already imported the folders, or I exported and imported into the DigitAct most of these folders except for the 2 that we just created, so I'm going to drag those in here. There's 86. Already exists. How's that possible? We just, yeah, because we did 90, not 86. There they go. And 142. We're finished. Alright. So, that's how you do that. Hopefully this helps somebody, and hopefully this helps me, that is using the DigitAct and getting off of performing with the computer, because it has been such a pain in my rear. Anyhow, until I see you again, y'all have a good one and be good to one another. Bye.